Okay, I had seen this thread the other day and I kind of wanted to talk about it, you know, a little diversify the content a little bit. So let's get into it. We listen, we don't judge. COD Zombies Edition, which is basically we listen to your hot takes. We not gonna judge you, but like a Christian, we actually gonna judge you. We just actually gonna act like that we're not doing it and that we're above divine intervention. But anyways, let's get it go rolling. Now this one. This was what inspired me to make this video. Revelation and Blood of the Dead in TOG Easter eggs should be mandatory blueprints to all EEs. The shoot rock Easter egg should be the blueprint. Let's look at the replies. This unironically the crazy statement here. As a Tiger Totem Glazer, I agree, Stanley. Would TOG be better with a boss fight? Without mob saving it, 90% of BO2 zombies player base would have left by the time Buried released. Again, that's a take. That's a take. I don't know. I thought Buried was good, like at least compared to the other Victus maps. I think it's high in a way, easily one of the best ones. I think probably next to Tiger Totem. But Advanced Warfare Zombies is not bad at all. You did not play Infection when it released. You did not play Carrier when it released. That's crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. BO4 is the best zombies game ever, and Dead of the Night is the most complete zombies map we ever got. The BO4 perk system was good, and Jug was not needed in BO4. Dude, using 4 Wonder Fizz and just swapping out your perks around was so fun, literally, and it actually incentivized experimentation. And since it let you rebuy and get a new perk, it was truly an in-game loadout change. Correct me if I'm misremembering, but then they just baked Jug into your natural health pool. It wasn't needed because you just naturally had it, I'm pretty sure. Which is true. When the game launched, it was 150 health through its system. When people complain, they increase it. Gotcha. The hell? Dead of the Night and the other map with Giant Pegasus, I forgot the name, was goated. I think it's Ancient Evil. I'm gonna kill myself. Shrek does not need to make every zombies. Let Infinity Wars, Sledgehammer Games, and even Raven experiment and make their own zombies separate from the Dark Aether story that encourage new ideas and fun experiences. It won't happen because of the new shared universe, but man, a man can dream. Cook. I agree with this. I love seeing the different implementations, especially how they chose to incorporate the main game's gameplay style. I'll always give Advanced Warfare Zombies credit for having the boost system incorporated and baked into the main game's mechanics. I love that. That was fun to me. It made that zombies different. It made it stand out. I think when since like the harmonization of the games, they all feel samey similar. You know, there isn't too much differences, and that kind of feels weird to incentivize someone to buy a lesser version of a Treyarch product, even though you could make that argument for the past alternative zombies experience. It was different enough to, like, hey, at least pique my interest, where when you see things like Vanguard and it was like, okay, this is just worse. Cold War, you see things like Modern Warfare Zombies where you're like, okay, this is a waste of time, right? I don't know. I'm all for incentivization and experimentation. I think maybe people say that the Infinite Warfare team with Zombies in Spaceland, not Dead of the Night, God, Raven and Wetwoods, Shaolin Shuffle, Attack of the Radioactive Thing, they believe that to be the best zombies of all time or alternative period. Personally, I think they're crazy, but hey, to each your own. Objective based and open world zombies should never return. Bring back double tap. You know, a pretty reasonable take. I think all things that are done. Round-based zombies should be in every COD from now on, with each developer of that game making them up themselves, with each iteration being a totally different experience. Goofy, serious, and mix of both, just like we have when 2014 and 2018. And their own story separate from everything is so exhausting how they connect everything to every mode. True, because if you want to get the true experience, technically you would have to play every single alternative mode. And you got me damned, do you think I'm about to drop $70 on Modern Warfare 3? You got me damned, do you think I'm about to drop $70 on Vanguard? That's a bit egregious. Vanguard's lore was pretty good, but with the only bad thing being no ending cutscene. Being on the 4th year of your story and still heavily relying on old things returning for story is boring. Treyarch not wanting to make a mode like Outbreak anymore is disappointing. Ooh, that's it. That's a hot take. We love this. Outbreak sucks. What do you mean? The idea of Outbreak as a side mode doesn't suck. Cold War just didn't have a chance to get the full potential out of it for many reasons. Vanguard lore and story was fine. The lack of content or main quest was a real problem. Dirt on Fong launched without any type of main quest, which should have never happened to zombies ever again. Die Rise is the A tier map in bed. Alright, buddy. Origins isn't that fun and restricting compared to most maps. I love the vibes of it and the staffs and quests to get them, but I agree, I don't put it in my top 5, maybe not even top 10. I understand people would disagree. Well, see, me personally, I have this take, but swap Origins with the Rising Track. That's my crazy take. I think the Origins, when I go piece by piece, map by map, I think Origins is a much more fulfilling and rewarding experience. It truly embodies the term risk and reward to a certain extent. I think especially BO2 Origins, like BO3 Origins is low-key a 2-pack of ass, but we not gonna get into that because I think that's a hot take, but whatever. Infinite Warfare Zombies deserves so much more recognition in its theming and art direction other over zombies. Okay, this is, but it's not a hot take thread, so I can't blame. Let's look at the quotes because I think the quotes are pretty funny. I think I'm here. I love Modern Warfare Zombies. They just need more post-launch content. Also, being able to dive off a sky. Why can't I speak English? Being able to dive off a skyscraper with PhD is so fun. Let me look at this clip. Is this clip fire? This game looks like ass. Yeah, Trevor can keep that. They can keep that. Transit, while being able to have been better, was still good. I'm not saying by that. That's crazy take. Buried is not that good of a map, and is glazed to how bad Transit and Die Rise were. 6 out of 10 map. Okay, we get it spicy. Victus should, honestly, this take, Victus should come back. I'm taking that. Like, I would rather have Victus come back than Primis in Ultimates. They had World at War, Black Ops 1, Black Ops 2, technically even only due to Origins, Black Ops 3, Zombie Chronicles, and Black Ops 4. They had a 6-game streak. Don't make me count the maps because it was almost all of them except what? Fucking Call of Dead, Buried, Transit, Die Rise, Nuketown. What else? You know, we had the Chaos map, so all 3 of them. 4. So what? 9 total maps they weren't part of. Every other map was just them. Yeah, I would much rather see Victus come back because I feel bad that the people they've been wanting. Me in particular was wanting Victus to come back in some way, shape, or form for so long, and to see them come back only on the last map of the storyline. Hey, I think if anyone deserves a second chance, it's them. But I forgot about Mob and Shadows. Whatever. I've always loved Transit. Never understood that. Hey, ooh, you don't play other maps. The Primis / OG crew should never return. They complete the story. Yes, I agree with this. I think I had a hot take that isn't on here, but I said something along the lines of I didn't enjoy BO3 storyline because a lot of it just felt like I feel like in good faith you cannot tell me that every game post Black Ops 4 has been predictable when we had Black Ops 3, where upon completing the Rise and Draw Easter egg, you knew exactly how the story was going to go up until you got to Revelations, and even then I think Revelations story-wise is like a hot 2-pack of ass. But let's keep going. Never make an open world zombies again. Spit in. Mob of the Dead is not enjoyable. Holy Cook, also Call of the Dead is so ass. Never disrespect Call of the Dead again. We can all agree at least Die Rise is hella underrated. Hot garbage. Oh shit. Hot garbage coming from the guy who liked Transit. Me, I also think Moon is extremely underrated. We having a battle. That's funny. I fuck with that. I see, because I wish when people say things like that, they elaborate on their statement. It's like, okay, well, why do you think Mob of the Dead is not enjoyable? Do you think it's because of the tightness of the map? Do you think it's because of having to do the gather all the plane parts? Because truthfully, I think that shit sucks. I'm gonna be real. Doing that shit one time, like I'm good doing it the one time, but having to do it on repeated attendance. But to be fair, in a game like Black Ops 2, you're not going to be going to Pack-a-Punch very often, so it only really becomes an annoyance whenever you have to, get off the island for any way, shape, or form, like you're packed, or maybe you died and you got to go get your perks back. But hey, to each their own. I think Modern Warfare Zombies was actually really good, both gameplay wise and story wise. It only suffered from lack of post-launch content and a lack of round-based zombies IMO. An ideal zombies game would have both round-based and Modern Warfare's MWZ mode with equivalent amount of death support from both. That would never happen. That just straight up, just a splitter of the two teams, that would just outright never happen. Like it's nice in theory. Like if you what's your ideal zombies game? If you want to hey, this open world experience, I like that. But the execution and the fact that it's almost always is going to be impeding on the other maps. We've seen it in Cold War. We've seen it in Vanguard, especially because the last Vanguard map is just the last open zone map, but they made it round base, if I'm remembering correctly, and then they added somewhat of a main quest to it. But just even still, I don't think a world where they have to sacrifice dev time and resources to make an open world type game should ever happen again. Mangler nerf was not needed. You tweaking. This tells me you are this tells me you grind camos in BO6. That's the only thing you've ever done is grind camos on Liberty Falls directed mode, or you use some type of glitch or exploit. Because the moment you hit pass, you go above that round 20s, you start seeing the muscle and manglers hop out. Then ooh, 26 replies. Okay, Nikolai and Richtofen are only two interesting premise members. Let's see. I think they try to fix it by making the characters have their own specific maps and meals. But for Dempsey, it seemed like they had no clue what to do without them whatsoever. Same with Talk and pre-imposed as well. What was Dempsey map? Am I dumb? Rise and Dark. Bro, what? Dempsey's lore is pretty good. They did an amazing job with his map. All of the characters were so intriguing. All of my friends all had their own favorite characters. There wasn't just one like able person. They were all likable. And what about Turkey? I generally think Richtofen doesn't have much interesting regarding his morals. The only emotional part of the story is his death, whereas Takeo, Nikolai, and Dempsey have numerous moments other than the ultimate deaths, conversations, and mentions to past lives, etc. Dempsey's the worst character of the four. That's crazy, because I've seen people say Taki. Yeah, didn't Primis Takeo become a fan favorite? Fucking hate that guy. Ultimate Takeo clears. The guy with character depth sucks. I like the racist stereotype. I'd say I'm pretty woke, but I don't think I take it this way, brother. Racist stereotypes can also apply genuinely to any of the characters and not any character in the medium with distinct ethnicities and lines related to it. The call out character is such. To call out one character as such is a damn slippery slope. As much as I love the Ultimate crew, they are literally all racist stereotypes. I'll give Trevor credit for retconning it with the 115 exposure, making them act the way they do, but the stereotypes were the intent originally. They were created in 2008. It's okay to say it didn't age great. I didn't think it was particularly offensive to say it didn't age well. I like the unhinged nature of their characteristics, and thinking of it like that makes Mario. Mario seemed like a racial stereotype to me, which is really just in good fun. Offensive racial stereotypes to me are when they're done in poor taste to make fun of a demographic or to give social commentary by putting them down. It's perfectly normal to do Russian or Italian stereotypes. Fair point. Ultimate Takeo is a really prominent example to me, at least, of one in poor taste, given the obsession with honor, white guy doing an Asian accent, nothing against Tom Kang, R.I.P. Go, and others, especially given how much the Primis version gave him depth. The others aren't as bad of taste. Like, I have no problem with Richtofen. His characters making fun of Nazis. Takeo feels more like it's making fun of Japanese people instead of Japanese empire. I can see why his portrayal could be considered controversial, plus no hard feelings about difference of opinion. I would appreciate if you elaborate on why Takeo feels like they're making fun of Japanese people. If we go off as far as stereotypes go, Takeo's an honored, obsessed Japanese warrior. Nikolai is a drunken, uncivilized Russian caricature, and Dempsey is a violent American. The white guy doing an Asian voice is Ed for me, because we have Americans doing Russian and German characters as well. Takeo serving the emperor at least makes sense. Now, this egg is very interesting, at least to me, because I've always seen that kind of discourse about Primis and Ultimates, and how Ultimates is just, they never really change and evolve beyond their racist, like racist in quotation marks, obviously, stereotypes. And to me, it might be a crazy take, but I think if you truly see them as like racial stereotypes, and that's like the opinion you have, if I also had that opinion, I would agree with you. Is I don't think Ultimates kind of evolved or changed anything. I think they became more defined, more accurate, more articulate of what they were trying to say, and funny overall, because that was the main thing, that they were funny, right? So all that doesn't matter. Like and to play this game, I would argue that the only the cast that they tried the most to give depth to would be the Primis cast, because they had to be so introspective. But the thing about the Primis cast, which I feel like I hate them. That's my hot take. Let's get into that. I hate Primis so much. I think all of them are bums. And when I say bums, I mean I just don't like them, because they're just supposed to be alternative versions of the cast that never went through the shit that main reason why we like them, right? When we had silly shit, like when you're playing Call of Dead and you had to give Nikolai the bottle of vodka, right? And seeing them have to grow in quotation marks from the early days of waking up and being on what was it? I think the Doris was supposed to be their first canonical appearance. I could be tripping. My lore has not been updated, but seeing them rise from that and going through that is great, phenomenal, right? And you're like, damn, you know, they made it to the moon. Rick's off and he double crossed them. Whoa, right? And then you go into Premise or Ultimates. No, yeah, I had it right, Premise. And seeing them, you know, all kind of interact, because what you had them in Origins, where they're all nobodies, they don't know each other, you know. Then we move into the Giant, and then from the Giant we move to DE, and it's just they've done so much, but a lot of it is, you know, because they're supposed to be more grounded, more serious characters, and to be me, I hated it so much. Now they do got a funny line, because like really, if I'm playing these characters and I have my audio on, it's because I want to hear him say something funny, or I want to hear a good quip or two. Dempsey, he got some good ones, especially on Blood Today. He I think that's probably the funniest, and like seeing their dynamic evolve. Actually, I can't say I hate them, because they do got some good ass voice lines interacting with each other, all poking fun at each other. Okay, you know what? I'll take that point back. I was tweaking off that Juicy B. But what else? Victus good, Diary is good, Transit good, 9/11 was bad. All right, buddy, we need to put you in a group home. You are tweaking. Cause I'm gonna need this one for later. You are tweaking. What else? Mob of the Dead is still the best zombies map ever made. Okay. COD Zombies fucking sucks to be. Wait, I know this is probably what I'm trying to say, but COD Zombies at the start was never meant to be as good as it is now. It was originally intended to be a shitty side mode. I hate this point. I hate this. Oh, it was supposed to be a shitty side mode. No. If they spent the time and effort to scrape together a zombies mode completely unseen and unknown and just snuck it into the game, you cannot say it was intended to be a small shitty side mode, because especially the way that it developed and how popular it became. No, I don't believe that. I feel like that's very, very it minimalizes the intent and passion behind the people who put that shit together. Because I like, in the way, like, if you know how World at War was developed, I don't think they would have risked putting the time into a shit mode if they didn't truthfully have hope and ambition for it. I hate this fucking point so much. If they bring back Transit, Kino, and 5 to BO6 is immediately better than BO3. Transit, if it was remastered and like they fixed the issues with it, sure. Kino, no. Kino is the like most, to me, it is the most milquetoast, bland map ever. Right? 5 has some uniqueness to it, right? What element is unique to Kino? Like deadass, the pack-a-punch teleporter, how you have to go turn on one thing every time. What aspect is unique to Kino that makes that far and away? Like, you could just say, okay, well, I like the atmosphere, and I'd be like, okay, hey, you can have that, the atmosphere. But like that as what mechanic is exclusive to Kino that would warrant it coming back over other maps? At least 5 has, you know, that's Pentagon, that's iconic. Or Kino is iconic too, but 5 has that, the DEFCONs, the teleporters, you know, it's truly and wholly it has things going for it, map specific things going from it. Kino is milquetoast, bland, and fucking boring. And that's okay, because it was a starter map. It was a starter map, right? It was to ease everybody in. And I was like, what, I'd argue the most put together map today, especially because it started off and it's supposed to be DLC 5 for, or DLC 4 for World at War. I don't know why they put LeBron in Outbreak. All right, buddy. I don't like Origins. Okay, execution counts. I don't give a fuck. Manglers aren't a good enough special enemy to be in 8 maps across 4 games. True, actually true. Manglers are so fucking boring. The inaccessibility of basic lore plus story for nearly all of the Aether timeline games without a YouTube potentially biased perspective significantly decreases the quality of the story itself, dare I say, to an extent where the overall story is not good. Fucking cook, dead ass cook. Unironically, you could say the lore is good, and the same thing with like something like Five Nights at Freddy's, right? I think both Call of Duty and Five Nights at Freddy's have really cool lore, and like I'd argue to a certain extent good, but the way it's told about and the way people try to make it seem, you did not know the fucking story playing these games without watching a YouTube video. Straight up from right. I think World at War had the character bios. Okay, I'll give you that. Like, what? Black Ops 1, you know, it was kind of vague. I remember Black Ops 2 at least had like Richtofen and what's his name, Maxis in your heads. You know, you had those 2 routes going on. I think BO3 was the first game where it was like, hey, you know, we got a story, right? We got cutscenes, we got a budget now, so we got to act like we balling, right? And a lot of like the cool stuff that people talk about is stuff that they found out by watching YouTube, right? I think this actual the way the story is told is dog ass, right? But that's just me though. I truthfully believe that people love the dick ride these games story and act like it's some of the best in fiction, when I'm like, hey bro, 90% of all the cool stuff you find out about this game is either not told on a map, or fucking you had to read the apothecary time or the timeline that they dropped with DLC 5. This is a phenomenal. It's like, I agree with this wholeheartedly. That's what happens when you go from a mystery based story that drip feeds lore into a story heavy game that throws every single piece of lore in your face. It's not inaccessibility, it's the fact that the lore is an absolute mess with plot holes that even Treyarch doesn't have explanations for. I really wish Cold War properly rebooted the story and stopped relying on anything from the old one, but it seems like there's no leaving it. That's true, and why I'm glad Treyarch is finally doing a guided mode. It's about time all players get a chance to complete the story for themselves regardless of skill in an accessible way. This needs to be a permanent feature moving forward. I think that's true. Unironically, I think this is true, and this is like it helps their main quest design to make these steps either both make sense story wise or just not be obscure dumb pieces of shit. Like when you play Revelations, you need to shoot the rock. Why do we need to shoot the rock, Treyarch, so we can get a bone? Why like, just I always think back to how convoluted they became at the end of BO4 and toward the end of BO3 and like throughout BO4, about how complex and convoluted they were for no other reason, simply because hey, that's what the diehard fans like. And it's like, okay, cool, but like as a newcomer trying to get into your story, I don't like it. And I think truthfully, like on just a main quest level, obviously I think they peaked with Origins. I think Origins has probably the best Easter egg run. I wish it had an actual boss fight at the end, but hey, if I put that to the side, that is probably the best one, hands down. It has a challenging start, and it's rigorous throughout it, and you're also like trying to combat against the time as, hey, you know what, rounds and progress, especially when you have to do that second Thunderfist step in the mound, right? I think it's the mound, the middle, yeah, the mound. We got the like the second to last step before you put the staffs in the crazy place. Phenomenal egg all the way through. But then you got things like Blood of the Dead where you're like, hey buddy, you know Morse code? Do you know Morse code? Oh, you don't know Morse code? Yeah, you gonna have to get out, skididdy, right? I think truthfully, I think guided mode is going to be a blessing, but the community just doesn't want it. Yeah, true. Cook, preach louder. True, right? Fire take, and I think, what is this? We 20 minutes in. I think we're called there. You know, hopefully the video doesn't flop. And I want to do more of these. I kind of want to talk more about Call of Duty Zombies a little bit, but hey, it was great being here. Great for the culture. Oh my fucking god, I'm done.